All right, all right. I'm back. I am Tanner for sure. This is too bright. There we go. What do we got going on? We've got a couple people subbing, resubbing, Turbo Ellipse, Jeff UTV, Platicism, Queen City Amusements, Spider Man 1963, Cynthia Yeep has cheered. Just got back from Fan Expo Boston. Got a chance to meet with somebody. If I can just move this window over a little bit. It's like Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri. That's awesome. Pity 83, all the way from the Netherlands. Dr. Gunzadi 101, Toxic Mango, When It Rains, Because I'm Batman. Chief Corb has also cheered. Superhero Swimmer Art has resubs. Einstein Gene Sum. A lot of people subbing up to support the stream. From a couple minutes ago, we have Tim Stacy subbing. Crispy Egg Roll, 24 months. I believe that is the anniversary we're celebrating next week. Poop Kid has also resubbed. We got James Gregg, 1963. Oh, that was from 22 days ago. Okay, I'm caught up, I think. Kirihiko in the house. Jobwa has resubbed for 17 months. Vacation was awesome. Thank you very much. SMCarty313. Stopping by chat. Mother's in town. What are you? Are you watching the stream from a closet inside your house? In the Dog Zoo has cheered. Thank you very much. Could you draw Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? I will draw something. I think next week we're going to do two streams. Next Sunday, after I come back from Toronto or Comic, what am I trying? Fan Expo Toronto, Fan Expo Canada, which is in Toronto. So I will be there this Saturday. I will stream. I get back Sunday in the afternoon, and I will stream Sunday afternoon next week. And then the actual 2-year anniversary will be Tuesday, and I will stream Tuesday night. I think actually the first stream was a gaming stream, I believe. So I don't think it was World of Warcraft, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stream World of Warcraft vanilla, and we will send out the server list for those of you that want to play along. So the Sunday stream will be the 2-year anniversary drawing stream. The actual 2-year anniversary will be a gaming stream. Old gaming streams used to get like 50 people tuning in, so who knows how many people will get Tuesday night. But anyway, Jeremy L. Joe has resubbed. Just saying hi and off to dinner. Jeremy L. Joe lives near New York City. Kirihiko is also subbed now, 24 months in a row, 2 years. Where's the cake? Well, maybe we should get some cake. Yeah, okay. 22 Bonilla Cupcakes has resub. Yay, stream. Like that mock enthusiasm. Philly 17 has resub for 5 months using Prime. Prime is a great way to sub to the stream if you are someone that isn't very active on Twitch, but love receiving packages for free. Amazon owns Twitch, and so it's a perk, it's a reward, it's a benefit on top of the free video content. Yeah, end of commercial. Medic Mark has subbed as well. Cheer 1. Queen City Amusements has cheered a weird sum of 117 bits. Daniel J. Bosco has also resubbed. Happy 55th. That's my birthday. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I celebrated that. That was last Sunday. The 11th was my birthday. All right, let's get. I burned off like 5 minutes there just reading off the screen. Mr. Raha 99 has resubbed. Mr. Raha is here. Mr. Raha, I am happy you're here because if I have something within handy. Oh crap. 1 second. Let me see if I can start by inking. Hold on. all I can say is, Mr. Raha, that the timing could not be worse. I actually had your art right here because I wanted to ink it next time you're on stream, and you are here. The art is not. I cleaned up my office before I went on my trip, and but I will find it. And the Dog Zoo has cheered as well. Thank you very much. Rodrigo Catraca has Reaper 1582, Steel GNN, Wolfie Poo, Avery B90, Angry Panda 888 have all cheered. Actually, have all subbed. What am I saying? Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. All right. What are good exercises to get into the habit of doing drawing? I would say drawing. I am a man of very simple thoughts, and the more you draw, the better you get at it. There's really no other. I wish it were like the more you eat pizza, the better you get at drawing. The more you play video games, the better you get at drawing. The more you look at trees, you get better at drawing trees. Actually, that is a little true. So, but the return on that is probably like 100 hours gets you 0.1% increase in ability in drawing by observing. That percentage increases as you draw more. So you look at a tree, draw a tree, look at a tree, draw a tree, do that hours at a time. Then the ability to draw trees increases geometrically every time you look at a tree and as you draw more. Chief Corp has cheered. I bought that Bridgman's book you recommended. It is awesome. Why would I steer you wrong? Why would I give you any direction? That everything I say here, and whether it's as simple as draw more or just draw, it is from 32 years, 33 years of working in this business. Is that right? 33 years? No. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Geometrically increases. That's right. Because if you don't draw at all and you look at a tree, I don't know if you will actually get better just by looking. Until you start drawing that tree. And you start, and the reason why is because it's like you haven't committed that tree to memory yet. So the more you look at it, when you draw, you have to actively recall what you just saw. And then you start thinking about trees, and maybe some of that information sticks. So the next time you look at a tree, you are reaffirming, confirming what you thought about, and you might even see that, oh yeah, what I thought was true, and you'll store that extra little bit of information, and you'll just start, remembering more and more. I could do a little plug. I'm going to put this out here. Hey, Maximilian Dude. Love it when you stream. Thanks, Jim. Oh, thank you very much, dude. This is very cool. Thank you for subbing and, for the awesome streams you do as well. I was just going to promote this video, but I got sidetracked. Batman Hush, available on 4K. I know it's controversial because a lot of people are like, hey, it doesn't look like your art from the comic book, but I don't really think that was the expectation, I know that when they started that production, all I knew about it was that they wanted to fit within the storylines and the narrative they were creating when they started sort of the shared animated universe. But they found some clever ways to kind of change the costume back so it reflects more like the Batman Hush costume from the comic itself. And then they took liberties with the story. I won't spoil it for anyone, but at the end of the day, they wanted to do something that obviously was inspired by the original series, but would also surprise people that had read the comic 16 years ago. And because I think they didn't want to be... I think the more closely you follow it, the more you get accused of just sort of regurgitating what existed before. And people saying there were no surprises, it was boring, etc. So, but it's out. If you're one that is easily offended by things not following the source material, you might want to skip it. But if you're open-minded and like Batman, Hush, like seeing what it pulled and used and what it didn't. There's some good stuff in there for you. 16 years, yeah. Actually, yeah, 16 years. It came out 2003. Hack Me bought the Hush comic today. Well, thank you very much, Hush Me. Appreciate it. And the Dog Zoo has cheered. Thank you very much. All right, what are we going to do today? Bistro Meyer has subbed for tier 2. I know what I'm going to do for next Sunday stream. I'm going to basically put a bunch of names, like rather than do it digitally and having you guys vote, although that might be part of it. I'm going to put a bunch of names of characters that I'm going to call from the Discord channel. There's a Discord channel that's associated with this stream. The mods will give you information on that. People can just sort of chime in what they'd like to see drawn, and for the 2-year anniversary stream, I'll put a bunch of those names into a hat, and the ones I kind of like, and then I'll draw randomly out of that hat, and maybe one of the ones will be go ask the chat and have them vote. So that might be one of them. Quick Draw 13, all the way from Australia, says, welcome back, Jim. Hope you had a great birthday. Trip looked amazing. Speaking of animated Hush, is it possible to see the art you amended for that cover art? Yeah, I do have it somewhere. I don't have it on me. I think I already gave it to my art dealer. But I'm sure I have a file of it on my phone somewhere that I could post up. Okay? All right. Let's get to drawing, because I think I've wasted enough of your time. What are we going to draw? I did draw a little on my trip. I drew some sketches for the people that we're at, like this tower villa. I don't know if it's a villa. It was a bunch of cottages that were strung together that overlooked the Mediterranean. It was beautiful, just gorgeous. And there were people that worked there, and I guess they Googled their guests. There was about 10 of us traveling together, or staying there together, and they figured out who I was. Figured out. They just Googled it and saw that I drew comics, and so they asked me if I could draw them something. Actually, the housekeeper asked if I could draw her, and she only spoke Italian, so I had to explain to her in my really bad Italian, like, it's not so easy drawing people's faces. Caricature is a specific skill, whereas when I draw superheroes, it's a whole different thing. They were happy with what they got. Anyway, I hope they were happy. Revenge Sinister has cheered as well. ATT. No, I'm having office flashbacks. Addie, my Cyclo Swag. Yeah, has cheered as well. Thank you very much. Tony7V has subbed as well. Honestly, Maximilian, dude, you have to tell me, is there a secret to reading these names correctly? I find that it's challenging. Quick Draw 13. They did not ask John to play the drums, although we did joke about it. Like, hey, can you play some music for us for 15 minutes? Whatever. No, he did not get that. All right. What am I going to draw? I'm going to draw. My pencil's broken. White Hell Monkey. Could we get tips on drawing guns, weapons, and armor? Sure where that's coming from. Transformers or Terminator? Gerard from The Witcher. Polaris. Damien. Grifter. An Eastwood character. Mad Hatter. Spidey, please. Ooh, torture. Ease me back into it. I've been on vacation. Cloud Strife 7788 has resub. Thank you very much. Zorro, he says. Forearms, says Drunken Doodle. Cora Gambit. Praise Gerardo. You know what? I'm going to do a Wonder Woman, I think. Something just triggered a memory. Sorry. me see. Just gotta warm up. People ask me like, how long does it take before you forget like how to draw? I would say it takes 2 to 3 days. But maybe you guys be the judge of that and go like, no, it's yeah, there's a shoulder. Someone said forearms. Okay, here's a forearm. Wrist. Anything else? Golden Hands has subbed using Twitch Prime for 13 months. Good job. Vicky Seance. Come on, that is so boring. I'm sorry. Draw Curious George. Maybe on 2-year anniversary. PK. KB Bradshaw. Why do you never take my suggestions? I don't know. I didn't see your suggestion. But maybe I have a secret agenda against you. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Okay, Pete has been asking for the past 2 years, says Mendoza. That is true. He has. Maybe I should have Wonder Woman flipping off Vicky Seance. What do you think? KB Bradshaw. It's the same every time. It's Gerard from Witcher, damn it. Listen to me. What is your problem? Oh, no, wait. It's fine. He's too hard to draw. Got it. Nothing's too hard to draw. Nice try at reverse psychology. And I'm sorry if that was a horrible imitation of you, KB Bradshaw. If that was not your voice, I did not mean to. Chief Corb has resubbed. I know Pandemic. Henry Cavill is playing Gerard from Witcher, of course. He had to be that guy, of course. You nailed it. I know. All right. Let me see. What am I doing? What does that mean? So boring. Every drawing is a challenge. Every job is an opportunity to fail. There's no boredom here. Every drawing is an opportunity to do something in a way that surprises and delights yourself. Every drawing is a way to piss off fans. No, wait, no. Strike that. Roger 35 has sub. Quick Draw 13. I've been suggesting you to draw Dan Didio for years. There's no correct way to draw a no-win sketch. Oh, look at this. Look at the proportions. I don't even know what she's doing. What is she doing? Punan Slayer. Your pen strokes give me the best ASMR. Okay. Can you really hear that? If I go like this, maybe you can hear it. Here, if your pencil doesn't sound like this, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Logan Nude My. Jim, some tutorials on clothes folding. I've done it several times, Logan. Go check out YouTube. Clothing. I've done it. I've done it on stream. People have captured it. Conventions. There's plenty of info. Sorry, I don't want to be dismissive, but it's out there already. Very straightforward. So I'm going to try to do something different, which is basically put this shoulder here and that other shoulder up here, which completely changes everything. So we're looking more down on the body now, as opposed to straight on this way. Please let me know if you're not following along. I don't want to leave anyone behind. And the dog zoo has cheered. I bought bits yesterday and I'm already going to use them all. It's okay, dude. You can take, or in the dog zoo, you can take your time. There's no rush. Okay. Neck is very long, so I'm going to actually bring the torso up even more, because then that will shorten the shorten the neck. Right? Sure. And cock that hip out a little bit more. So since we're looking down, we can put background like this. Top of the head like that. Hair like this. And there's that soup can. I don't know what that means, but there it is. Michael Demergus has resubbed. Thank you very much. Parademon 2759. Hello from South Korea. I remember you, dude. Welcome in. What is the piece of art to my right? Oh, this is from Legion of Superheroes. It's a photocopy of a page I drew. Oh, you probably shouldn't see it right now, so I'm gonna. There. I am very proud of this one panel. This panel right here. That motion blur, yes. Yes, okay. Now what? Maybe there's a bunch of things like this. Nah. Oh, you know what? In honor of where I was, and I saw a lot of cliff sides, it was very Themyscira-like, I guess. Themyscira-like. I will do like we're looking down at the Mediterranean. Okay. All right. Made the chat a little bit smaller. Whoa. Joshua Manuel, that was. I don't know what's going on. What do we have? Sedalian has sub for tier 1. Shofuka Machi 1 has resub. Chuck Arnold 3000 has subbed. Tim Baksh has cheered. Thank you very Tim. Zazie has subbed. And Daniel J. Bosco, love the new DC Visa card. Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you got it. They were touting it at San Diego Comic Con. I was checking that out. You get miles plus perks, so it was kind of interesting. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to do with this is if light is coming this way, and then that goes shadow, shadow, shadow. Sure, something like that. Let's start inking. It's a 0.3 marker. If you are interested in figuring out what these supplies are, it's all on the Twitch homepage. I have a list of art supplies. Anyone going to Toronto Comic or Fan Expo Canada this weekend? I'm drawing a little in the dark, to be honest. My eyesight has gotten worse and worse over the years, so it's hard for me to see the details. I know that they are there. I have to kind of lean back a little bit so I can see. It's just you get farsighted, so you can't see things close up. Flip this over to the light. And let's make sure how the TR is right. Chunk Style 3030 has resub. Thank you very much. Do I have glasses or contacts? I used to wear contacts back in the day. I was nearsighted. Then I did the LASIK eye surgery, and that worked great. But one of the things they tell you is that you will become farsighted. It just happens to everyone as you get older. It actually happened to me fairly late in the game, in that it very pursed lips. I wanted to bring the lip up closer to her nose, so all I did was just kind of made the lip a lot fatter. Top, kind of narrow it down a little bit. Close that gap. This is a 0.3, so it's fairly thin for a sketch this size. It's 9 by 12 paper. So I'm going to switch to a slightly thicker marker. These are all 0.3s. I'm pulling out points 0.8. MW Ramler has subbed. Right Now and Later has cheered. Thank you very much. Arkuv Marv has resubbed. Looking forward to seeing you at NYCC. Yes. Yeah. Cast a shadow here. KB Bradshaw. I got yelled at by Simon Baisley for using pen smaller than .05 on my sketches. Like in person, he came over to the house. He's like, KB Bradshaw, mate. Well, he's British. I can't do his voice. I wish I had the ability to mimic. What are you doing? Blimey, it's the worst British accent I've ever heard. Crispy egg. Lord have mercy. Stick with German. I was at his table for 2 days. He also yelled at me for not finishing my beer. Well, that I can understand. I mean, please, priorities. He's probably more offended by that than anything else. Quick Draw 13. Well, at least that was better than your Aussie accent. I don't know. I have a pretty good Aussie accent. My Aussie accent actually is exactly the same as my British accent. I know that's offensive, probably racist, but it sounds the same to me. Um, PD and procrastination. Really spending most of my day trying to learn how to draw. Wondering if learn less how to learn to draw and spend more time. Less time spent learning how to draw and more time drawing. Right? The learning versus drawing can make a difference, I am told. I don't know if people really understand that. I think people just hear that and go like, just draw, and people just like blow me off. They just go like, "F you, dude." Like, if you're not gonna tell me how to draw, I'm out. You know, that's like I'm holding on to some secret. If I just told them like, yeah, it's if you find the magical 0.44 millimeter pen, you will become better, or you will procrastinate as long as you don't, you know, eat a low cholesterol diet. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, the biggest secret, one that would save you a lot of time and agony, is straw. Just surrender yourself to the fact that you're going to crap out a bunch of really bad drawings before you get good or better, and produce something that's halfway decent, and and they just have to keep going on and on and on. There is no there's no point where you go like, oh, I figured it out. I can draw. I don't feel that way. You shouldn't feel that way. I think it's a very bad kind of mentality to kind of fall into. Right? I think you can always learn things too. Even if you feel confident in being able to draw certain things, it's always good to keep your mind open to the fact that maybe you don't know how to draw the thing. So the next time you sit down and draw it, you don't just draw what you think is right, but that you maybe reassess what you've done before and go like, hey, if I did this instead, and go like, oh my gosh, I've just figured something out that has kind of rewritten or overwritten kind of what I thought to be true. Chunk Style 3030. Didn't Todd McFarlane quit drawing Spawn because I think he's still drawing, isn't he? Yogi Sama, hey guys, just a quick question. I really struggle to get out of a certain style. I used to draw a lot of on reference. Uh, what would you advise me to develop my how to develop my own style? Yeah, I was like the same boat as you. A lot of my art looked like art of the art of my favorite artists, and I realized, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll just put away the stuff that is influencing me and just kind of draw based on my own instincts, as kind of naked as that feels, kind of drawing without a net or security blanket underneath you. It proved to be the solution, which is to draw a lot, and to not look at everything. It's as simple as what you just kind of said. It's like, well, I keep looking at this reference and I want to develop my own style. How do I do that? Well, I would put away those references that you feel are over influencing your work, and just draw from your heart, kind of what you feel feels right at that given moment. Avoid the temptation of picking up your favorite bit of reference or art to copy something or to solve an issue that you're having. If you have a problem, figure it out yourself. It may not look great, but at least it's coming from your hand, right? And the more you do that, you'll get better as an artist, I think, or your ability to master things or whatever. And yeah, that'll be good. So there's my answer. There really is no other answer. I'm not sure what people are expecting. Like I said. Thank you very much, Joshua Manuel, for the support of the animated Hush. Whimsical Totoro has subbed. The Art of TK. The Art of FTK is hosted with 22 viewers. Welcome in the Art of FTK. Ego Bird has subbed for 14 months. Sir Beni Binez has subbed using Prime. Delta Oracle 257 has cheered. With a joke. Claudzilla the fourth. Did you really quit Marvel then tell DC you'll never work for them? Yes, that is the story. I'll tell you that story in a second. Um, Ego Border got a gift sub. That's cool. Wait, Chris Bagwell says, great question from Kuv Marv. The Art of TK. Don't correct him, it makes it worse. Now, like, there's a whole subtext to this. Like a chat within a chat within a chat. Um, Tony X, what is going on? I feel like it's a puzzle. Just TK. Oh yeah, the art of TK. Art the art of TK. The art of TK. I got it. Bradshaw. All right. What did Kuv Marv ask? Kuv Marv. Where are you, Kuv Marv? I don't see it. No one wants this drawing. They're bored by it. Kumarv. Oh, bright green. I can't read it on this white screen. Is this for silent auction? Oh no, it is not. It's not. We might revisit some stuff next week because it will be the anniversary whatever stream. So don't be surprised if I pull some surprises out, right? For the anniversary stream. We might end up doing a lot of different things at once. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's Wonder Woman. Now I'm gonna do the background. But if we won't be surprised, how can you pull surprises out? CT Shawi. Good evening. It's Argentina. Yes. How long have I been drawing? I think like 50 minutes. Logixton 2312. Yes, I've met Jack Kirby at my first Comic Con that I ever went to, San Diego Comic Con. Oh, someone asked me about. Oh yeah. So what happened was when we started Image Comics, we had this meeting with Terry Stewart, who was the president of Marvel at the time. It was me, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, and we go in to basically quit. But while we were basically saying, "Hey, we want to quit," he was going, "Well, look, you guys can stay. Maybe we'll form this separate imprint just for you guys." They were offering us the Epic imprint to kind of do something different, but still stay at Marvel. And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting." Because I kind of thought maybe we were in there to negotiate, but I found out later we were just really going in to tell them that we were quitting. And there's some other stuff that said that would be very politically incorrect today, so I won't pass it along. But it was an interesting conversation, let's just say. And yeah, and then afterwards, we like opened the door, step out, and a higher level editorial person was like outside the door. I guess they were listening in the whole time. They're like, "Oh," they kind of almost fell into the room because we had opened the door on their eavesdropping. So that was kind of funny. So that was one day. The next day, I guess there were Todd and man, I don't know if Rob. I think Todd and Rob are both going to go, but I think it's just Todd ended up going. But he said like, "Hey, I'm going over to DC. I'm gonna tell them too." And like, "Do you want to come along?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Or no, I think he was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go talk to DC." And I'm like, "You want to come? You should come." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll come. I've never been to DC." So we all head over to DC, and we have this meeting with Terry Cunningham, who was sort of in charge of editorial administration, just sort of the meat and bones of the talent staff, getting people paid, handling the work for hire agreements, et cetera, et cetera. And then Dick Giordano, who was the editorial director, so he was sort of in charge of content, kind of like editor in chief type. And and then one other person who I can't remember. Anyway, so we have this meeting. I've never met these people before in my life. Never been to DC offices, and Todd's in there, and I'm just like following his lead, and his lead was essentially like, "We're never working for you guys again. We're out. Like, we're leaving. This is why." And in my head, I'm going like, "What am I doing here? Like, I've never worked for you. Like, you've never asked me to work for you, and I'm here." Basically saying, "You know what? I'm never working for you." And they're probably in my head going, "We never asked you. What the hell are you doing here?" It was this very weird moment. But I was there. I couldn't leave, So Superhero swimmer art. 100 cheered 100 bits. I crashed my car. Were you trying to drift? What's going on? Well, you crashed your car. I did miss a lot when I was in Italy. Pasmerile has reset for 9 months. If I make it in the comics market, it will be thanks to you, Jim. No, 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 no. It will all be you. I've done nothing. You don't understand. First off, things to remember. Someone has to produce the comic books, right? Let's backtrack it. There's a demand for comic books. People want to be entertained through the medium of words combined with art. So someone has to produce the comics. Someone has to create the comics. So there is a job producing comic books. Someone has to do it. So someone will be doing it. So if you choose not to make it or to dedicate yourself to it, someone else will do the work. Someone will do it. Right? So you should bear in mind that there are people already doing it. Why can't it be you? And if it's not you, then what is it that you're doing that's preventing you from getting that job? And I'll tell you the number one reason, if I had to guess, would be you're not drawing. I'm not talking about you specifically, the person that asked the question. I'm saying just in general. There's no way to get a job drawing if you don't draw. And if you don't try to get the job. So those are the two things. You should have to try to get the job, plus you got to draw. So if you don't draw, you're not getting the job. If you don't apply for the job, you're not getting the job. So those are the two biggest limiters. So don't thank me. Because those two things I just detailed are the things that hold probably 95% of the people back. So if you can manage the motivation to draw and then apply for the job. Hey PK, can you tell Mason to chill? He's getting louder and louder. Fish and Boris has resub tier 3 for 16 months. Killer Kovacs. What if you're feeling really bummed out? What does it have to do with anything? No offense, Killer Kovacs. I don't want to. Sometimes it get very riled up. I don't want to make it seem like I'm taking it out on you or yelling at you or anything, but what does feeling bummed out have to do with anything? Like if you see a comic book, do you know the emotional state of the person that drew it? Other than they were inspired to draw a story and tell a story, I mean, that has nothing to do with anything. Feel bummed out on your own time. Feel bummed out after you cash the check for the job that you just got. Jim, I read that you were trying to buy Marvel in the late 90s. Is that true? No, it's not true. Cyblin, how much is it okay to rely on reference images? I generally tell people 32.7%. Has nothing to do with anything. In fact, I would probably go out and say that if you try to create an art style where you were literally photo tracing photos, you still wouldn't do it. It's hard. It's hard. Try inking someone else's work. After a while, you just go, "Oof, it's a lot of work. I'm done. I'm out." Dr. GNZ 8101. Any books you recommend for architecture? I don't even know if it books. Just Google books, Google 3D perspective, Google architecture. Better yet, travel and see the buildings. Let them inspire you by the spaces that they create, right? Phoenix 365. Any tips for beginners? Yes. Draw. That's right. Draw. See what happens when you sit down and draw. It's like exercising. Any tips on how to get swole? This is what I hear the kids say. Getting jacked, pumped. Not like this. Yeah, you have to go hit the gym. You have to sweat. You have to lift weight, and it's going to be painful. And it's not going to feel good, and you're going to give up. That's usually what I do. But if you stick with it enough, you will start seeing gains, as the kids say. You will start seeing your physique and your body change. And that improvement will build on itself, and you will get stronger. And if you do that for several months, you will really get into shape. But not everyone is in shape. Just look at humanity, because it's not easy. It's not easy drawing all the time. So you need, I would say, find that inspiration. If the question then is like, how do you get inspired to do this for a living? I think you just have to. It's on you. That's why I said, don't thank me, thank yourself, because you'll have done something that most people cannot do or have not done. Stone Cold Snake, thank you very much for the cheer. Oh, we actually have a decent number of people online for an afternoon. Whoosh TV, Jim, how many pages can you produce in a typical 8 hour day? I'm lucky if I get one done. And I would say that's the universal standard. I think there's some people that can go faster, but in general. I think people are surprised by this, but it takes a lot of time to tell a mini story on one page. I think that's why it's difficult to do this for a living. Because I don't think people want to spend that much time drawing. Take a pen and just move it around on page. Like, never mind drawing shapes, forms, uh, any of that stuff. Right? Just the physical act of putting lines on paper for that long. See what happens. Your mind just, you're going to be like, okay, I've had enough. Tap out. PK, please tell Mason he's 1 minute away from getting his computer license revoked. Thank you. In the dog zoo, are you drawing Wonder Woman today? No, I'm going to try to. Thank you. The power of the internet. Tom, thank you. I'm going to try to do Witcher, but I probably won't finish it. I'm just going to try it. All right, so there's the magic lasso, which I'm going to put right here to here. It's like a magic rope trick. Don't study the number of strands too carefully. You'll find it doesn't necessarily always add up. We're here for the art, not for the math. Although I like to incorporate math into my drawing. I feel it has a place. And let's do this. Chunk Style 3030. I'm here for the industry stories and gossip. I don't have a lot actually. Hi Bro Mech, do you feel math and art are connected? Absolutely. 100%. I don't have steady hands. My hands, in fact, whatever this means. In fact, I don't think you guys even want to see steady lines are boring. That's why I take a ruler and you use a ruler to draw a building. It looks really flat and boring. The best buildings look hand drawn. JGoat 20 TV. How long does it take to be a pro? I don't know. Does it pay well? Angry Panda says 1,000. No, it's 10,000 hours. 1,000 hours anyone can do. I think 10,000 hours is correct. That's what they say to master anything. I think that's just, and they say that just to give people like some sort of thing, knowing that they're not going to last 10,000 hours. How do I get to be successful? Well, run to that mountain and back. And people are like, no, I'm not doing that. 10,000 hours. That's a lot. So let's just say 10,000 hours. So Dalthani has subbed using Twitch Prime. Kubol Jim, why is drawing so hard? I would say anything in life is difficult. Correct? Anything worth doing at first is difficult? No? Yes? What's easy the first time? Anyone? Sitting on my ass watching TV is pretty easy. Correct. There are a lot of people that do it. And do people get paid to do that? Well, I guess some people do. So let's say there's a curve. If things are super easy to do, you don't get paid much to do it because everyone can do it. And then there's on the other end things that are harder to do because they require a lot of practice, 10,000 hours. So they will pay more. I think it's hard to give you a number of what things pay because I think, I certainly fall in this category. When I was first starting out, I made $21,000 my first year in comics, and that was a long time ago. So that 21,000 probably represents in today's dollars. Let me do a quick bit of math here. $21,000. $1987. Okay, it's apparently the equivalent of 46,400. That's pretty good. Jeez. So I was thrilled because I was going from making $0, $0. So and I do like to say, and I do believe this to be true. I'm just looking for something to put my ink in at this point. This is really sad. I don't have like a little thimble. Because I cleaned up before I left and I threw away all the stuff that I normally just have sitting around, which are little plastic thimbles where I can pour ink into. I don't have it, so I'm just going to have to pour it right on the paper, which I don't recommend really because you can get. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. This brush needs a lot of work. It's very. So what was I saying? So a couple things. One, if you're not making any money, getting paid to do it is going to feel like a lot. So it's hard to say like if I give you a number that you go like, okay, I'll do it based on that. Second, the other thing I'll say though is that what I've noticed in my life, and I've made different amounts over the years, is that it's not really the absolute amount that you make, meaning the actual number, but it's the rate of change. It's the change from what you were making before. So if you go from making $21,000 and then the next year you make $40,000, you're going to feel like you're just killing it. You're just going to feel like you're killing it. Because you are. You've almost doubled your income. And you will have become used to living off of 21,000 now. All of a sudden you're going to have all these extra dollars in the bank. But if you were to make, let's say, $100,000, and you did that 10 years in a row, at some point you might not feel like you're making a lot because you will have become kind of accustomed to making that amount of money, and you will basically borrow and spend accordingly. And so you're going to feel at some point like, oh, crap, I'm not making a lot. Whereas if you went from $20,000 one year and you made 100 the next, you'd feel like, crap, I'm just killing it again, like sort of what I was saying. All right. So it's the change, the percent change that you're going to really notice. And that is the truth. And we'll talk about math. Well, let's talk about physics. We don't feel velocity. You guys know what velocity is, right? Yes? Confirm? Velocity is your speed in a direction. Not while he's talking math. Yeah, I don't notice when I'm talking math, I'm thinking. What we do notice is acceleration. When you feel a car speeding up or decelerating, you only notice. That's why we are moving at very high speed on this earth, but you don't feel it because it is constant, right? Or more or less constant. Once you are up to cruising speed on a plane, you don't feel like you're moving unless you have visual, kind of something visual that you can kind of guide your eye or see that you're passing up a visual landmark. But you do feel the sensation of going faster or slower. Same applies to income. Meeting deadlines is the increase of pay, correct? No. When you've been in the business for a while, you can theoretically ask to be paid more for each page that you draw. But you got to time it just right. And you can't ask for too much too soon. But if you don't ask, people generally don't give. So you got to, trial and error on that one. If it doesn't work, change it up. Don't just rely on the same techniques. And this is like in terms of like negotiating or talking to your boss or people that decide what your rate is. Right? Sarn Warman. Who do you think is the most expensive artist in the business? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean who gets paid the most? I don't. Well, maybe I do know, but I would not. It's not something for me to share. I mean, but the people who are relatively bigger names in this business, they do well. They do well financially. We used to say back in the 90s when people would ask this question, and these were people that weren't necessarily avid comic book readers, but they were curious about this profession. The answer usually would be like, well, we can make up to what a dentist or a doctor or attorney can make. And I would say that's generally true. With potentially even more if you create something, whether it's done under work for hire and you get a profit participation, or you create something new and you control the rights. Iron Kid 281. Are you able to replicate your drawing style from the 90s? I hope not. There's a reason why it's 2019. Okay. Killer Kovac, keep your expenses low. Yeah, that's a good bit of advice for sure. It's hard to, though. Like I say, once you start making more money, like psychologically, most people want to spend more because they can afford to spend more. Yeah, saving money is probably a good thing, no matter what you do for a living. If you want to really get technical about it, I'm sure there's information online. do they tell you? You can buy a house up to, I don't know, 3 times your income, and a car that is a third of your income. Does that sound reasonable? Because you're going to be borrowing money for both of those, right? But the car you're going to be paying off in 5 to 6 years. The house 15 to 30 years. Will I be at Area 51? Absolutely, in the dog zoo. Thank you for the bits. Ignite Comics, thank you for the cheer. It's not a commission, it's just it's a piece I promised someone. Boundless Bard, thank you for the raid. Sorry I missed the notification. I was deep in thought about something. Yes. Ego Bird. Hey Jim, did you ever do that Bruce Lee piece? I don't remember. RoboCop's son. Most comic guys live in a dumpster. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that, but maybe if you depends on kind of the talent pool that you're measuring, I guess. The way I ink this hair feels very kind of manga-esque to me, sort of that dry brush look. I'm sure manga cons are rolling over, well, not in their grave, but they're just like, what are you talking about? Not even close. To my untrained eye. If you're wondering what I just did there, it was like flat white, black, flat white, white, black. And I put these two kind of dark shadows right here. If you think about hair, unless it's completely flat and a plane, I would have kept it the way it is. But because it undulates, not unlike water, think about the hair as waves. So, right? So they basically undulate like waves. So the shadows kind of look like that, right? So if you have water, this is typically how we express water. Yes. With light, the waves cast shadows onto each other. And you know what? This could be sand dunes. It could be water. And it could be hair. right? Because every clump of hair, right? It's like it's a three-dimensional form, right? I want to get the eye tutorial. We've done that a million times. Low ranking Fish and Boris, thank you for the bits. Appreciate it. All right. All right. KB brush out. This is the dips for any Witcher artwork that you do. Is anyone else a Witcher fan? If I do draw Witcher, yes, 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 yes. Hell yes. Nope. Nope. Yep. Big fan. Okay. All right. You ever draw Jason Todd or Red Hood? I have drawn Red Hood. Am I drawing the TV show version, or am I drawing something else? I will start a Witcher thing because I'm mostly done with this. I think if I just erase some of the pencils on here. Let me just erase some of the pencils lightly. Most of you know that I like to keep some of the pencil lines in there still. Add some nuance and depth to the drawing. Here's a 0.5. It's kind of beat up though, so it's not really giving me a 0.5 type line. All right, so now I'm going to go in and just beef up some of these lines here. And you'll see that it kind of pops the form off the backgrounds. And then as like my young kids like to say, can I be done? Can I be done with this? I should have a macro. It just goes off every 30 minutes. Tell PK, pass on a certain message to an enthusiastic gamer. All right. I'm going to, hey, Big Boss 138. Hello, everyone. All right. I'm going to, oh, cleavage. Yes, right. I had that in the, right there. I'm going to clean it up a little bit with white out. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some Googling on Witcher. Okay. That thumb, I knew I was going to white out a long time ago. And the lasso is going to go over these lines. The lasso is not translucent. It certainly would have helped if it were. Okay. Superhero swimmer art. Have you ever crashed a car? I think most people have. Correct? Um, Space dive. I crashed the first week I got my license. I would say every single one of my kids so far has hit another car. Mark Ramsey, are you 40 or over? I'm 40. That would be a very good guess. No, I am definitely over. 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 9 kids. Not all of them are driving age. There are six kids I've taught how to drive. Every single one has hit another car. Shows you how great of an instructor I am. But you know what? They all got better. And they all, well, actually, not all. Most of them got better. One does not drive anymore. And it's because they just drove more. They got better at it. Funny how that works. Don't get too hung up about it. Superhero somewhere it happens. I got T-boned when I was a young driver. I think that's the only major crash I've been in. No, I take it back. There have been other crashes. It's the worst sound and feeling you'll ever experience. But thankfully, today's cars are built to really kind of fall apart when they get hit. It always looks worse than it is because basically it's taking all the momentum, all that kinetic energy, and dispersing it upon all the parts. Like the more it falls apart and sends debris flying, the less your parts go flying, right? So it's almost better if the car disintegrates to 1,000 million pieces because the energy is going elsewhere and not into your body. But look, you just get back up on that horse and get back at it. But if you do rear end another car, that means you're falling too close. It's almost 99% of the time going to be your fault, no matter what. So, moral of the story: allow for some room between you and the car in front of you, even if they're acting like a jackass. Because that's usually what the data will support when it's replayed back to the people that investigate these things. What do I think of self driving cars? Younger kids will probably not have to drive. But with everything, I think people always want to drive. Sort of like digital music. This whole generation that's buying LPs and stuff, just because it's different, right? I could see combustion engines being kind of outlawed someday, but maybe you get a special license, you try in certain areas. Maybe the ultimate sign of civil disobedience, taking the wheel. Taking ownership of where you go, the ultimate freedom, not being tracked by satellites, government. That's crazy talk. Okay, let me just put this up so you can see it without the distortion of the of the lens because it's at a slight viewing, the angle is canted a bit this way. I'm already looking at it and going like, maybe this arm is a little too big. Boundless Bard has rated with a party of 9. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Thank you for coming in. In the dog zoo, what is Jim listening to in those headphones? You know, I should be listening to something, but nothing. Huh. Good idea. Screams of despair. Yes. Headphones are a fashion statement. Listen to Led Zeppelin. That would be great. Houses of the Holy. That's what I'm listening to. Immigrant Song. Black Dog. Oh, I should probably not throw that on the ground. Hold on a second. I just put it somewhere safe. Okay. Witcher. I'm going to draw for another 15 minutes or so. See how far I get on Witcher here. Thank you, KB Bradshaw. Just Google Witcher 3. Yes, I think I could figure that out. Let me see. Tony Kenobi. Yes, there are prints. I think PK is handling that. He can help you out with that. Beliasa, hello. Okay. I'm seeing a lot of video game reference. I'm seeing a lot of Henry Cavill looking like this guy. Interesting. Okay. I have a general idea. Okay, I'm reading a fandom page, which makes no sense. Let me go here. Okay. There. That's it. I'm done. Okay, there's more. There's more. Lots of straps. Um, okay. Okay. Now I'm going to check out. First off, let me put that reference there. Let me go look at. Rather than trying to draw all this armor in its amazing detail, I think a lot of it would be in shadow anyway, given the. Like, I could probably do this whole arm, a lot of this into shadow. Black, black, black. And to seal the deal, what if we put him in front of a rocky stone edifice that's broken down like this? So when I pop this out in black, it will look cool. And I can go ahead and put trees or something back here. Have moss growing on the backgrounds. And I just need to get the belts correct, the straps. There we go. Okay. It's got like this weird. Very complicated series of. I would imagine that over the games, his equipment and stuff has changed and evolved. All right, let's give it a go. See what happens. He's got like not ponytails, but hair that kind of dangles back into a I don't know what they're called. Someone can help me out with the technical term. It's always tricky drawing a character for the first time because you don't have that history of having drawn him before and kind of solving kind of proportional issues or like same thing like Batman. If you've never drawn before, you got to make decisions of well, how high are the ears going to be? How long is his cape going to be? What kind of utility belt? What kind of bat symbol? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm more beholden to the reference than anything on this. So tempted to just kind of sit and finish this, but I do have to go. But it's kind of a good start. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys are the Witcher fans. I definitely do want to check this show out, though. Pete PR213 Aber has resubbed Zerzi82, Badass Fox, Tuscan Raider, Byron the Bulb, Rapo Sax have all subbed. A to the J has cheered. Thank you very much. Jedi 23, is DC Comics in danger of shutting down? I would say to you 100,000,000% no. You should not believe everything you may possibly hear. But if it is, let me know so I can start planning accordingly. Robocars. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Mm-hmm. I see, I see, I see, I see. It's interesting. See how that looks. Okay. idea to level those eyes. 'Kay, as you can tell, I'm just kind of drawing this piecemeal as I go, which is kind of fun and a challenge into itself. Point 0.3 marker. Oh, there's a strap that goes over that, but I can do that. Ink and whiteout. Something like that. And then it's like a chainmail thing, and so I'm going to do this. I think it's every other one, so I gotta. I can already sense that if I were drawing this all the time, you would. I would draw him topless. Yes, I am. I'll be done in a few. Okay. So, I just have to add that over here, add straps here, take this mostly to black. This will all be black. More chainmail here. This will be black. Probably cast a shadow. So, and then this hand will be holding a monster stone wall, which will look like this. Give you a sense of what that's going to look like. Kind of what I was talking about, the waves before. Same thing. That's waves of concrete or rock or whatever. And then masonry. And then bits of moss. Right. And then once I lay down all those kind of white and black areas, I'll probably go in with some cross hatching to lay down some grays and middle tones. Maybe all the trees back here will be kind of grayed out, and so there'll be no true blacks back there, and all the true blacks will be in the figure and on the background. But we'll explore that next stream, which will be next Sunday afternoon after I come back from Fan Expo Canada. Thank you guys for hanging in here for this 2-hour stream. We're gonna go raid someone else right now. I want to thank actually, if you guys can help me in thanking the moderators that came in here and helped out. We have Kirihiko, Mod Prime. Mod Prime. It is 2 in the morning, Switzerland, in the Schweiz. And then we have Crispy Egg Roll and PK Poop Kid thank these guys, all three of them, for their support of the channel, being here really since day one, 2 years now running. So thank you. And let me find out where we're going to stream or where we're going to raid. We like to go out and support some other creatives in the work they're doing. Let's see what... oh, I know this person. Cool. It'll be fun to check in on this person. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and we're going to go raid someone right now. Take care.